All right, Ultimate Hoops Nation. I'm Aaron Wimsett. This is Izzy Alcafas. This is This Week in Rec, the Final Four edition. If you weren't here for tonight's games, you for sure missed probably the best game in a long time. So we'll talk about that later. But Kyle Radde announced MVP tonight. Ultimate Hoops. I'm here with your MVP, Kyle Radde. Trophy tonight. How does it look?
It looks good.
You thought it was Crown Royal for a while?
I thought it was Crown Royal. I was kind of excited. You know, maybe get a little shot before the game, but calm the nerves.
Yeah. So you guys advance, beat Big Smash. It was a close game throughout. I think you guys took your first lead like 20 minutes, 20-minute mark in the second half. So we got Goodfellas Rebels going on behind us. You guys beat the Rebels. You guys lost to the Goodfellas, if I remember right. Yep. Which one do you think is going to win, and which one would you like to see tomorrow night?
I think the Goodfellas are going to win. I think they're a little bit more athletic, and I think they come out a little hungrier. And I'd love to see the Goodfellas again get a little rematch. But can't count the Rebels with Jansen and Ferber playing defense out there. So it should be a good game. We'll stick around and watch it.
Exactly. Well, congratulations and thanks,
much.
Man. Your thoughts on?
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was the MVP. I think he, with number one seed, he did the most damage for the best team. So it's deserved. I think Money, I would have gave Money my vote, but I think he was, after the regular season, he was 65th in PPR. And I love Eric Bond, but Eric Bond was ahead of him in PPR. And I just can't give the MVP to somebody ahead of somebody that only plays maybe 15 minutes a game. So I gave my vote to Radde, and I think obviously most everybody else did.
Yeah, I'll post the results tomorrow. It was close between Kavarian and Radde. I think Radde I think won with about 38% of the vote or something, and Kavarian had 30-something. So a pretty close MVP race. On to tonight's games. We'll start out with the boring one. Your girls played Big Smash. Kind of a close game throughout. Ebbs and flows. You guys each had a lead of, I think, 10. Start the game, I think Big Smash had like their first 4 shots. They were up by 10 early. You guys came back. Derek had a big game for you guys. You guys turned the defense up second half. I think that helped.
Yeah, I mean, Glenn scored 8 points in the first minute, and I think they were up 17-5 was their biggest lead. And then we came back and tied it before half, and I think they went into halftime up 2, I want to say. And then, like you said, we came out of the break, extended the lead to about 10-15 points, and then they slowly chipped away at it, brought it down to 4 or 2. They might have brought it down to 2, and then we were able to pull away at the end with some free throws. So Chris Maher, I think, hit 4 big free throws. But like you said, Derek's had a really tough season for the Gorillas shooting, but I mean, he had a great game tonight, both defensively and offensively. Made a lot of timely shots, and he had some big layups at the end of the game. So yeah, it was like you said, it was the boring game of the night. Yeah.
It really wasn't boring, but you guys grabbed your first lead on a Derek 3 with I think a 20-minute mark of the second half. So that's Big Smash was doing well. I think what hurt them was they had the 2-man game going with Devin and Glenn. Zhao and Glenn, and then when you guys came back, it's like they went away from it. They got back into it in the second half, and that's I think what led their comeback. But
yeah, I mean they had a lot of success. Devin went through a stretch of maybe 10 straight points, and we had to make a little bit of. We went a little big, and when we went big, it kind of put a bigger guy on Devin, and Devin's pretty shifty, so he was able to get his shots. So we made some adjustments, and were able to at least subdue him in the last 5-6 minutes of the game, so we can kind of extend our lead. So it was tough for them because they only had 5, and we did a pretty good job on Zhao. We tried to face guard him for the whole game, make everybody else beat us.
So Big Smash has Reed Nelson. Or did they win?
By 20.
All right, so on to the most interesting game I've seen in a long time. Rebels, Goodfellas. Man, I don't even know where to start on this one. Let's see here.
Let's start at the end. I mean, we can just start at the end. It was the Goodfellas had that game. Ryan Samuelson gets hurt, and I really hope that he's all right. I mean, I love Ryan. He's a great guy. And he's, what is third all-time scorer. So hopefully it's just a sprain and he can get back at it. But they lost him, and as soon as they lost Ryan, I don't know what happened, but the Rebels just turned on the switch, and the Goodfellas kept throwing the ball out of bounds and just making really bad passes. They put Kavarian in a lot of bad spots, and Kavarian carried that team for the last 5 minutes of that game. He did everything he could for that team to win. Him and Garland were doing everything for him. And then, I mean, just bad shots. They were up 8 maybe with 40, 50 seconds left in the game. Greg takes an ill-advised 3. I know he's open, but you hold on to the ball. You reset. He takes an ill-advised 3. They miss it. Rebels go down and they hit a 3. I'm pretty sure. No, that was. I think Cody hit the 3 when Chase missed. Somebody hit a 3, or a 2, or a 2. It was like a 3. Yeah, Colby might have hit in the corner. Then they come down. I believe they may have turned the ball over. Then the Rebels missed a shot. Chase gets the ball wide open by the hoop, and instead of pulling it out, he goes for the layup, which is okay. But you gotta make the layup, and he blows the layup. Then they come down, and Cody hits a big 3 to trim the lead down.
It's 2, I think. 2 at this point?
It's 3 now. Or 2.
I think it's 2.
Yeah, 2. Then they follow Greg. Greg makes the first, misses the second. With about 15 seconds left, I want to say, kept passing the ball around. They got stuck in the corner. The Rebels had the ball on the left side of the court coming down, and they ignored half the court. And Goodfellas had 4 defenders on that side. And then Emmanuel was guarding Ryan, and I'm doing this. Hopefully, I'm getting this right. He's guarding Ryan, and ball gets swung to Dustin. Dustin swings it right back, and Emmanuel just leaves Ryan. And Ryan has a wide open 3, and he nails it. And then and then they tried to throw the ball away. Like they tried to inbound the ball with 2 seconds left. Gets deflected. Colby steals it, puts it up, hits the front iron, and rolls off the other side of the hoop. I mean, the Goodfellas just dominated that game in regulation. And then you flip it. Now we go to the Rebels.
First overtime.
In overtime, Rebels take the lead. They're up 2 with maybe a dozen seconds left. They got a 3-on-2 or a 3-on-3 on the other end, and they're taking shots. Nobody says, hey, pull the ball back. Let's, make them foul us. Let's take another free throw. They're taking shots. So, of course, the Goodfellas tie it up. I think Kavarian, I don't know who tied it up for them when they were down 2. Oh, it might have been, I think Garland got fouled. Ryan Jansen fouled Garland. He nails both free throws. Then we go into the second overtime. Ryan Jansen then turns the ball over on a call that should have been the Rebels' ball. So the Goodfellas have a chance to win, and they blow it. Then we go into the second overtime, and it was just ugly basketball. Turnovers. The Goodfellas kept throwing these long passes, and Emmanuel had a really bad pass to Greg when the game was tied. It was ill-advised. I mean, before he even threw it, I'm like, don't do it. And he threw it a split second after I said that, and it was just an ill-advised pass. Rebels got the ball, and I mean, it was pretty much it. I mean, they held on to the lead. Then they kept missing free throws. They missed 4 free throws at the end of the game. Cody misses both. Turnover. And then Jansen misses both. And then they give up the offensive rebound. And then they don't foul for 7 seconds. I mean, I hope I recapped that correctly. So much happened. And have fun cutting all this in. But it was the most epic collapse I've ever seen. And neither team wanted to win. Rebels tried to give them the game. Goodfellas didn't want it. They were desperately trying to give them the game in those 2 overtimes, and the Goodfellas just gave it up. If Ryan Samuelson doesn't get hurt, Goodfellas win that game easily. So I mean, it brings us back full circle. Hopefully, he's okay. I mean, that's the most important thing. Game's a game, but hopefully his knee's okay. We're getting old. Each time something like this happens, it's a long recovery. So hopefully it's nothing serious, and we can get back at it. But boy, that was that's going to go down as one for the ages, and of course it's the Rebels.
Yeah, few things. Hoyle also went out. I think probably like the play after
the knee injury.
Samuelson went out with a knee injury. He ended up coming back, but he sat out for I think 2 minutes, and that's about when they were up by I think 9.
Yeah.
It was like 50-50. I think Kavarian had 7 straight points after that. They were up by 7. I think they increased it to 9. So then they had Kavarian as their point guard.
And Kavarian had a great game. I thought Kavarian was awesome. He made some circus shots. I mean, his and one that didn't count was ridiculous. I mean, when you make shots that aren't even in video games, you know you're sick. I mean, the guy is unbelievable. And, Garland fouling out, too. I mean, we forgot to highlight that. Garland fouling out
on a charge. It was a charge call.
I mean, I would love to see the tape of that. But I think he tried to split a double team. He got through it, then kind of tripped over somebody's foot. But then his momentum took him into Dustin as Dustin was trying to grab it. So then they called a foul. Tim, I think Tim's his name, he had a really bad reffing night. He made some sketchy calls and some makeup calls. It was just a really bad. If it was graded a 1 to 10, and he's usually pretty decent, he would have been maybe like a 1.5. Like, it was bad.
I think there were like 3 charge calls at that first overtime, and I think it was 2 against the Goodfellas and 1 against Rebels, and those really swung the game.
Yeah.
Like the Garland foul at the end. I think what was there, like 5 seconds left?
Yeah, it was
maybe
his first overtime.
Yeah, 5 seconds left. If that falls on Garland, it's double bonus. He probably hits 1 shot and they win. So they swung the game. You'll get to see him by yourself here. Few other things. So at the end of the game, you're the Goodfellas. You're up by 3. There's 9-10 seconds left. I don't think the Rebels were in the double bonus yet. Are you fouling? Or are you going to let them shoot the 3?
Well, here's the thing. You play it straight up for the first. You don't want to foul too early, because if you foul too early, you still got time on the clock. They go to the free throw line, make their free throws. Then it's still like you have 10 seconds left, and then you still got to go down, and make your free throws. So I say you wait, and if there's an opening, take the foul, like foul Paul, foul maybe. I mean, you can't foul Colby. Colby's pretty good. Cody struggled tonight with his free throws, but you can't really I guess Paul. And Paul did touch the ball, I think, on that play. And Luke might have been in that game too. I mean, you could foul with maybe 4 or 5 seconds left, but it's really dangerous to foul when you're behind the arc like that, when they're trying to find a shot. Because with the way the refs were calling the game, they could have done something real ridiculous. So I think you let it play out, but you cannot fall asleep and let him get an open 3. You just put your hands up and just hope. And Jansen, we didn't even talk about Jansen's 3 that almost banked in from almost no angle. Ridiculous.
All right. I mean, I think we could talk about this game for like an hour. So hopefully we recapped it well enough. So tomorrow, Rec Championship at 8 in Fridley. Gorillas Rebels. How's that sound?
I mean, here's the thing. We need to earn it. And the Rebels, it's who we wanted to play. I mean, if you want to win the title, you want to play the Rebels. I mean, I think they're the best team. Huge respect for them. So I wanted to play the Rebels tonight, or for tomorrow, to take care of business. The Goodfellas losing Ryan, he would have been unhealthy tomorrow. There's no way he was playing that game, I don't think. And Hoyle's obviously banged up with the knee. So we would have taken a little bit out of it if we would have won that game against the Goodfellas. So this will be, I mean, the Rebels, Gorillas, I mean, I think it's the best rivalry in UH, and they're gonna bring it. We got to bring our A game. And last time there was no Ryan and no Helmy, so having both those 2 guys are gonna help both teams. Somebody guard Kloby, and for Ryan, he can now guard Chris, and Chris went off last time. So we'll see. It's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, so Rec Championship at 8. You guys should stay around after, too. The Open Championship will be right after that. It's the number 1 versus number 2 seed. It's, I think. Nope, actually the Spurs lost. So it's the number 2 versus the number 3. The Wolves versus the Bulls. It'll be a good game. Probably Paris Kyle's last second shot. But you can watch the end of the Rebels Gorillas. Rebels Goodfellas game right after this, and we'll see you guys tomorrow night.
Josh, you didn't touch it, right? Josh, no! Hey, Josh!
Where are you going here?
Oh. White. Dustin was the closest one to the ball.
I took it was offline.
Black 11.
Yes, it's double. 8, I'm a bonus.
Shot. Shot. All right. Rebound first. When you get in here, more first. Here we go. Here we go. Be up. Be up. Right.
I'm dancing.
I have no pass. It's also going to be on white 13.
Yep.
With the hand check right here.
Let's go back in time. So there's no bonus. Less than 5,000. I'll ask you.
Go, Pat. Everybody at home? We good on everybody? We're good, Pat.
Kevin's got 5.
Put him in, Pat. Paul. How's that shoot? Or shoot? How's that? put him in, coach. I'll grab it. Hey, everybody, boy. Everybody. Let's go. Right, put him in. Oh, you're going to shoot 23. Fellas, come in. Second man. You got time. Everyone. Right hand.
Chris, we're shooting too.
There you go.